The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your SuperChats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
A day after making it seem like there is no quarterback change coming, Aaron Glenn certainly changed his tune. We'll talk about the latest with the Jets, the head coach, and the quarterback. It's the Jake Asman Show. 5th show in 2 days. Let's hit it and get it started.
How do you think Justin played overall?
There's some things that he could have done better. Again, we do have to watch the tape.
Oh, there it is. You got to bench him. He stinks. A new chapter for the Jets has started. Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji are tasked with shaping the future of this franchise. Will they be the ones to finally get it right? We will be here for every step of the journey on the Jake Asman Show, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super Chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now. Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. It is the Jake Asman Show presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. Reminder, if you ever miss a show, it is podcasted each and every day right after the YouTube show wraps up. So subscribe to the Jake Asman Show on either Apple or Spotify. Leave a 5-star review, and you could take us on the go. The latest with the New York Jets following a disappointing loss last night to the Patriots. Not a shocking loss, but a loss nonetheless. A loss where the quarterback was god-awful outside of the opening drive of the game. He had 23 yards passing at halftime, and the head coach last night, as you saw in the intro we just played, was defending him. Said he needed to watch the tape. Well, Glenn apparently watched the tape because this was Aaron Glenn earlier being asked a question about his quarterback from Rich Cimini.
Over this mini bye, might you consider a quarterback change?
You know what? I'm evaluating everything, Rich, to be honest with you. I'm evaluating myself, the players, schematics, coaches. I'm evaluating everything. So I don't want to just place everything on that one situation. You know, I'm just looking at everything because as a head coach, that's my job, right, to make sure that I put this team in the best position to go win games.
Bingo. And here's the problem for Glenn. He has not put the team in the best position to win games. He didn't do it last night. He didn't. The Jets were in the game last night. They were down 7 at halftime. They got a gift that they were only down 7 at halftime because New England missed a field goal. Could have been 10. You're in the game. And your defense actually got to stop to start the second half. And then Justin Fields in the offense got the ball, and Justin Fields committed one of the dumbest intentional grounding penalties you'll ever see. And then after that, well, that's all she wrote. Look, they need to make a change at quarterback. It's not all Justin Fields. We can acknowledge that. But he's the biggest problem right now. And the head coach is also the biggest problem if he doesn't make the change. How many times this year have we said, is Glenn going to pull the quarterback? He has to do it. You can't evaluate your roster. You can't evaluate your offensive play caller if Justin Fields remains the starting quarterback. He's not a bad guy. It's not personal. He's made himself a lot of money in this league. He'll be okay. He's a big boy. He just got $30 million guaranteed. It's enough. We didn't draft him. He's in his 5th year. We got to stop with the Justin Fields. Oh, he maybe could blossom into something. You know, I took a call today when I filled in on the K show. Some guy calls in and goes, well, who do you want them to play? And I said, Tyrod Taylor. And then he goes, yeah, but you think Tyrod's going to do any better? You know, the Jets, what do you think of their offensive line? It's not good, right? I go, no, it actually is good. That's not the problem. The O-line last night opened up holes in the running game, and Fields had time to throw. You have to make a change. And since Glenn, who was so outraged a couple weeks back about any questions involving a quarterback change, is now opening the door to a QB change, and the fact that you have 10 days in between last night's game and next week's game against the Ravens, let's be real. I'd be shocked if it's not Tyrod at this point, right? I mean, Glenn actually acknowledged Fields' performance lacking. He's never done that. I mean, Justin Fields passed for 116 yards last night, 23 in the first half. He has just 505 yards in his past 5 starts, one in which he was pulled at halftime. It's enough. The Jets average a league low 139.9 passing yards per game, which would be the lowest in the NFL since the 2022 Chicago Bears. Who's the quarterback of the 2022 Chicago Bears? Oh, Justin Fields? And really, the answer that bothered me the most last night from Glenn when being asked about Fields is when he had that line of, well, obviously, we can't run him a lot because, we don't want to put him in the harm's way. That's the whole point of having him. If he can't run, if you can't design your offense towards incorporating that into the game plan, what's the point? They got away from it too much last night. They needed to get back to what was working on the opening drive. And if you say, well, Jake, New England adjusted, well, that's my point. If there's nothing else they can then adjust to, Engstrand can't call a conventional offense because his quarterback can't complete a pass. And when he tries to, A.D. Mitchell's dropping another pass. Then what are we doing? And everything is magnified with the Jets, too. Any mistake they make is heightened because you have no margin for error because you have absolutely nothing at the quarterback spot. That's the problem. Justin Fields is not the first quarterback that has to overcome some drops. It's part of it. I mean, you owe nothing to Justin Fields. Nothing. All right. He signed a 2-year deal. It was front loaded, $30 million guaranteed, which is remarkable when you look at the money that Darnold got to revive his career in Minnesota a year ago, or the contract Danny Dimes just signed. It's unbelievable. $30 million for that. Highway robbery. It's time, man. We know what Justin Fields is. I mean, last night was just the second time he managed to get over 100 yards passing in the last 5 starts. And I get it. There's an obvious talent gap with what we saw last night, right? The Jets' number 1 and number 2 wide receivers were not on the team 2 weeks ago. I get it. You have to evaluate your roster. You have to try something different. And the head coach just said in that cut I played, he's interested in doing what's in the best interest of the team. He hasn't done it, and he has to start doing it. Because I got news for you, people. If you don't think this is a big deal, it's a lost season, who cares? It is a big deal. Because we're trying to figure out, do we have a coach? Can he learn from his mistakes? Can he get better? The answer's been flat out no so far. Oh, they play hard. Great. Like, they should play hard. They're professional athletes paid millions of dollars. A lot of young guys on this team fighting for spots. I'm not giving Aaron Glenn all this credit because they didn't get blown out last night. If Glenn had made the change last night at halftime and the Jets went out there and still probably lost, right? Maybe it's closer. They still lose. I don't think anyone's criticizing Aaron Glenn if he made the change to Tyrod Taylor and it didn't work. I mean, all you need to know is that the Jets are being openly mocked on these broadcasts because of their quarterback, right? Kirk Herbstreit last night is going out there and saying the Jets' best play is when Fields drops back and everyone's covered, and then he just takes off and he runs. That's their best passing play. That's what Kirk Herbstreit said. Al Michaels wanted to, throw a party in the booth when Fields hit over 100 yards passing. Like, it's embarrassing, man. We're all seeing this. It's enough, man. Justin Fields, good guy. We got to stop. Only 4 teams since 2010 have had more rushing yards than passing yards through 10 games. The 2011 Broncos, you know who their starter was? Tim Tebow. The 2022 Falcons, the 2022 Bears, and now the 2025 Jets. So Tebow and Justin Fields, and whatever the mixed match of quarterbacks the 22 Falcons had. Unbelievable. How do we know what we have in Mason Taylor if we can't pass the ball? If A.D. Mitchell could be a part of this thing in a real role next year? Arian Smith, is he just running go routes and he's never going to get the ball? Like, it's just, what are we doing? What are we doing? We're wasting everyone's time if they don't make a change. I think Glenn's going to do it. I think he finally maybe realizes I've gone long enough. I will lose the team if I don't make a change. But it truly is depressing, right? Like last night, no one is surprised the Jets lost. But then you look across the field, you see a Patriots team that was worse than the Jets the last 2 years. And now they've won more games this year already than they have the last 2 years combined. They got a real coach. They got a real quarterback. And here are the Jets who have been rebuilding for, 10, 15 years? I mean, you can make the joke and say all the way back to 1969, but like, seriously, Haven't had a winning season since the guy on the Amazon Prime desk was playing quarterback, Fitzpatrick. It's so disgusting. You got to see New England immediately figure it all out. Like, this season's been cooked for so long. I at least want to be able, if I'm going to spend my time talking about this team, watching this team, investing in this team, be able to properly evaluate what we have. We cannot do it with Fields. And I've been hammering the Fields point, but I want to talk about this defensive coordinator now for a moment. Steve Wilks, we need to get a real defensive coordinator this offseason. And maybe Glenn's getting more involved. Like, I don't know, maybe fix your defense, Aaron. You're a defensive guy. That'd be nice. But the fact that the Jets do not have an interception and their head coach is a former Pro Bowl corner who had over 40 picks in his career. The fact that the Jets last night actually had Tony Adams basically tackling Quantez Stiggers. And then Adams gets up and celebrates like he did something that took away an interception. What a disgrace. The fact that the Jets last night had a 12 men on the field penalty called on them after a TV timeout. Oh, Jarvis Brownlee, by the way, just committed another penalty. What are we doing, man? I get it. The talent on defense is not what it has been. It's certainly worse after Sauce and Quinnen were traded. How do you explain one turnover through 10 games? That's why, I'm not lauding the defensive performance last night. Did they impact the game? Did they have sacks? They had 1 sack last night. Wilks has got to go, man. I don't think Glenn's going anywhere. Wilks, one and done. See you later. I'm tired of it. Everyone on this defense has gotten worse. Everyone. And I know Wilks doesn't have the most amount of talent, but this has been a problem all year. It hasn't gotten any better. And then the other thing that really bothered me today, I'm not going to bother you guys with Aaron Glenn's presser from today. We just played the one cut about the quarterback situation, opening the door for Tyrod. But the other thing Glenn said today that I listened and I just started going, really? We're approaching Nathaniel Hackett level of incompetency. Glenn said today that it's a fair criticism that they haven't been able to feature Breece Hall more in the passing game. Remember Nate Hackett admitted after the Giants-Jets game in week 8 of 23, we didn't realize Breece could catch passes that well. How are we still doing this with Aaron Glenn talking about Breece Hall being used in the passing game? How? Garrett Wilson hasn't played the last couple of weeks. How is Breece Hall not a focal point of your offense when Garrett's not out there? And Glenn's excuse was, Breece is actually out there in pass protection a lot of times. Then you know what? Put Isaiah Davis out there in pass protection and line Breece Hall on the outside as a slot receiver because he's better than anything you have. All right? It goes Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall as far as the best receivers on the Jets. What are we doing? Once again, we know quarterback is the biggest issue. But head coach is right there because he allows all this to happen. And he's supposed to be getting better. And where is the improvement for the Jets? Where is it? This is such a dumpster fire. I'm so sick of it. We got to get Breece Hall more involved. Yeah, you do. But they don't listen. It's mind-boggling. This is in August.
That's where we're going to open your game up this whole year. You know what I'm saying? Not just running the ball, but being able to do something like that. You dig what I'm saying? That's where your game going to open up, bro. Because it's a mismatch. Take you on anybody out there, any safe throw linebacker. There we go. All good.
I'd take anybody over Aaron Glenn. It's disgusting. It's so annoying, man. And I really want to root for the guy. He's a former Jet, but if he didn't play for the Jets 30 years ago, would he be getting a pass from some of the fan base right now? Very frustrating. I see this comment here. Instro Music, why are you hell-bent on being negative? If you know anything about me, do you think I like to be negative about the team I live and die with and talk about 4 hours a day? You think it's good for business if the Jets suck? If they're 2-8? I don't think we got to 10,000 views on the last postgame show. Only the diehards are watching at this point. Casuals are long gone, and I don't blame them. What's there to watch with this team right now? Justin Fields not be able to complete a pass? Hey, we'll always have that opening drive last night. Like, I thought Brian Costello had a great analogy when talking about the game in one of his takeaway articles today in the Post. Like, the Jets last night, they felt like they were kind of like just like the side character in the movie. Like, the Jets were supporting actors in a movie about the other team. Like, last night was all about the Patriots, the broadcast, the way everything was covered, the attention after the game. And like New England was worse than the Jets last year. It's amazing. I just they better start Tyrod Taylor against the Ravens, and when he likely gets hurt at some point, get Brady Cook ready. Let's go. What are we waiting for? Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Appreciate you guys being tuned into the show. Hit the like button to make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Tankathon update. Jets holding steady now at number 3. I don't think they're going to end up at number 3 when it's all said and done. I suppose it's possible, but I still think they're capable of winning a couple games here. That's what they do. The good news is it feels like Buffalo will need that last game of the year. But the Jets could beat New Orleans, right? They could beat Miami at home. They could beat Atlanta. They could maybe beat Jacksonville. They'll win 1 or 2 of those games. One thing is for sure, though. They need a quarterback, and they better get one. And I think they will. Is he going to be the quarterback we all want? I don't know. We're going to have a ton of debate and arguments over everything, but we cannot do a bridge quarterback next year and wait till 2027. Unless you tell me everyone that we think is good is going back to school, I can't do it. And even then, I'm still taking someone on day 2 to add to that room. So if the Jets get out to a brutal start next year, at least we could do what the Saints are doing. Or maybe they didn't love any of these quarterbacks to take someone in the first round, but they like Tyler Shuck enough to get him in the second round. And at least the Saints at 2-8, they're playing out the string, but they know they could get a quarterback in the draft if it doesn't work with Shuck. And if it does, great. We have a quarterback that we use a second-round pick on who's cheap for the next 3 more years. But we're not doing the bridge and just get our guy in 27 nonsense. No, draft a quarterback every goddamn year until we get one. Because as we've seen, it doesn't matter until you get one. It doesn't. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. 5th show in 2 days. Just want to thank all the diehard Asmaniacs, the Jet fans coming through, supporting the channel. Eli Betts is the latest to send in a super chat. He says, checking in from the golf course. Keep up the great work, Jake. Eli, you're the man. That's 2 raffle tickets. Tuesday, folks. Signed Darrelle Revis helmet, signed LaDainian Tomlinson jersey, and a signed CJ Mosley helmet. Let's do a giveaway at the end of the show. If you're a diehard Jet fan watching this on a Friday afternoon, you deserve a chance to win something. Jets Legends jersey. Namath, Klecko, Curtis, Wayne Corbett, Darrelle Revis, Nick Mangold are your choices. Gift a membership to enter, and we will put you in our raffle at the end of the stream. The Gus Buster Umbrella hotline link is pinned in the live chat, so check that out. And Banks with a super chat says Fields isn't even an XFL QB. Yeah, look, I don't want it to be like personal with Fields. I think he's a great dude, but it's just like it's enough, man. All right, it's enough. We don't need to pretend like he's like been wronged by the Jets here. He hasn't. He's had opportunities. We're talking about historic levels of ineptitude from a passing standpoint. Matthew Smith writes in, is Zach Wilson not in the Legends jersey choices?
Now look what you've done. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give them another 24 hours to think about it.
We'll see you in 5 minutes, Matthew Smith. Kevin Hayes says, I'm a channel member. Former Ranger great Kevin Hayes watching the show. Shout out to you, Kevin. Appreciate you for being tuned into the program. Open phone lines for those who want in on the conversation. Let's get to some calls, shall we? And let's say hello to Robin, who's first up. Robin Boy Wonders. What's up, Robin?
That was quick. Hey, how are you?
What's up, Robin?
Oh, good, man. Thank you. Very good. Let me just mute the computer so I don't hear things. I'm disappointed again with the team. I think the problem is obvious. We don't have to be smart to figure out that we need a quarterback in the worst possible way. The performances have been bad. And, I know I like to lean on the fact that I've seen a lot of Jets quarterbacks over the years. This guy may very well be the most athletic quarterback the Jets have ever had, which is kind of amazing. But he is also the worst passer I have ever seen on the New York Jets. He might be, Tim Tebow might give him a run for his money, but that's about it. And that's, not a compliment, obviously. I don't know what they can do. I don't really favor firing Glenn necessarily. I think it's important that we see a team playing hard for their coach, and there's still no doubt that they're playing hard for the coach. And he is also coaching a team that is limited in depth without question. They're so short on depth, it's like scary. And that's something I think I mentioned a long time ago that I was concerned. At least I did in the chat that depth is lacking. Linebacking depth is not talked about enough. We have none at linebacker whatsoever. And Sherwood has been awful, and that hasn't helped. The secondary is depleted. Losing Sauce and Quinnen defensively really hasn't hurt the results. They were going to lose, I believe, whether those two guys were there or not last night. We cannot win with this guy playing quarterback. And I agree with the majority that the DC has to go. I'm not sure about the OC yet, but the DC has to go. There's mistakes made all over the place. Gypsy's right when he talks about the tight end is open all over the place constantly. Hunter Henry looked like Tony Gonzalez. Now, I'm fine watching Tony Gonzalez in the pregame. I don't need to see Hunter Henry imitating him. So, it was just disappointing. And that's pretty much all I've got to say. What do you think?
Well said. I mean, look, I think everything you're saying, Robin, is fair. You've seen a lot of bad football. The thing with Fields that's so frustrating and why he keeps getting chances is he is a great athlete. He does make plays on occasion. That opening drive was awesome. The problem is they don't have enough around him to overcome for his issues. They just don't. And it's got to be perfect. I mean, Engstrand completely emptied the bag on that opening drive, and then Vrabel adjusted, and then the Jets have no counterpunch. It's like last night went a lot, basically how most of us thought it was going to go. Thank you to Spencer Green for $100. That was easy. But I just think, at the end of the day, I think why I'm so disappointed and just frustrated is they played hard last night. I don't think the Jets got embarrassed by any means, but if you're watching the team year round like we are, and you're watching this season, we knew Justin Fields didn't have it again. Someone said to me today, my producer on ESPN New York, Ray Dinahan, he goes, my conspiracy is Vrabel let the Jets go right down the field on the opening drive so Glenn would stick with Fields for the entirety of the game. And while I don't think that's true, the fact that I had to go, maybe, that's where we're at. It's so sad. It's just, it disgusts me. And I'm disgusted too because I think the Jets were good enough to hang around last night, and they kind of were. And their head coach, who said today every move he makes is going to be made with what is in the best interest of the team. I don't think Aaron Glenn made moves last night that were in the best interest of his team. I think if he was serious about that, Tyrod Taylor with 23 passing yards, or Justin Fields, with 23 passing yards at halftime last night would have been yanked, and Tyrod would have been put into the game. And look, I know I've been very critical of Glenn. I think it's been all fair. But I promise you, and I said this to people, right? That if they benched Fields last night at halftime and went to Tyrod and still didn't win, I would not have been critical. I wouldn't have been. I'd be like, at least you pulled the one lever you could pull. You're trying. You're showing growth from the London game. Like, I always want the Jets to be proactive, not reactive. That was a big complaint I had of the Douglas regime, Douglas and Sowell. Like, they could have been proactive last night trying to go to Tyrod, providing the spark. Remember, the Jets had the ball last night after the defense did get a stop to start the second half. They had the ball down 7 with a chance to tie the game up. And that's when Justin Fields gave you the brilliant intentional grounding penalty that killed that drive. Right? Like, Aaron Glenn freaked out after Costello asked him about benching Fields before the Carolina game after the London debacle. He benched him 2 quarters later. Now it sounds like, after he should have benched Fields last night and went to Tyrod, it sounds like it's finally going to happen for the Ravens game. Based on Glenn's answer today, I personally would be surprised if we don't have Tyrod, assuming his knee is okay, playing in this game next week. But it's too little too late. Like, you win that game last night. That's a program building type of win. On the road, short week, made these trades, team still comes together, 3 straight wins. Like, you could start to sell us on turnaround, like program changing type of win, belief, buy-in, all that. But you didn't win. You lost. And I'm not giving you credit because you played hard. All right. Too many penalties. Didn't force a turnover. Had 1 sack. I mean, Drake May didn't throw an incompletion until his 12th pass. Are you kidding me? I get it. He's really good. That's unacceptable. It's the NFL, man. Someone make a play. Hey, huge shout out to Kevin Hayes, man. He just gifted a 10 spot of channel memberships. Thank you, Kevin. If you got a membership from Kevin, make sure you thank him. K-Rock, Chevotian, Copy and Paste, David Cattell, Miguel Padilla, Mark O, K-Brock, Gatekeeper, Texas, and Aaron Kamamu. You're all channel members, and Kevin is entered in our raffle at the end of the show for the Jets jersey for 10 more entries. Let's get to more of your calls, but first, a super chat here from Cuddy. Scripted drives have looked good, but another game where we watched over 3 quarters of play with only 7 points to show for it. Mechie showed up at least. Agreed, Cuddy. Agreed. And you're right. Mechie was one of the few bright spots. See more of him. I'm also, maybe this is a hot take because of the drops last night. I watched back some of the All-22 this morning. A.D. Mitchell was getting open. Now, I know he's got to catch the ball, but I'm hoping it's just first game jitters, new team, and maybe he learns how to catch from now until next week. He at least could separate. Like, the Jets have no one besides Garrett that could separate. At least A.D. Mitchell's talented. He's like 6'3", 6'4". He could run. He was a second-round pick. Like, play him. You got nothing to lose. At least he was getting open last night. Christian Gonzalez, one of the better corners in the league. So I'm not as down on him as maybe some are because I'm looking for something to be positive about, but keep playing him, see if maybe he could show you anything. Kevin in the raffle for 2. I'm not mad, just disappointed. I could blame a couple other players and coaches before I blame Fields for this game. Not to discredit anyone's Fields criticism. I think he stinks. It's never just one guy, but this is such a recurring theme, Kevin. It starts with him. Mr. Forte, why can't we use Fields like Brad Smith? Well, Brad Smith never threw that many passes, though. But yes, I think if you want to still have Fields be involved in the game plan, start Tyrod and have a Wildcat package for Fields. Fine. Omar in our raffle for 1 by gifting a membership. We appreciate you, Omar. More of your calls right now, ladies and gentlemen, on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is...
Purple Belt Mike, he loves the dark night. He's got a green pool and he jumps right in. Maybe someday he'll get a brown belt, but for now he's just that Purple Belt Mike. Purple Belt Mike, it might be purple, but he can still kick your dirty ass.
Yo, at this point, I really don't want to win because if we win 4 games and we have to give up assets and we need those assets because we have so many holes. So, as much as it sucks to lose to the Patriots, I'm not dead about it because the season's lost anyway. So, might as well, the worse the record, the less picks we have to give up. And if we have the number 1 pick, then we don't have to give up any picks. But
I get that thought process, but I wanted to win last night.
exactly. I wanted to win, but the game's over. So now I could think about it. I can never root for the Patriots no matter what. So if we lost, at least it'll still improve our draft position. That's the only way I can look at it.
Do you feel responsible for the loss because your dog pooping on my show last night did not lead to victory?
I hope it did. I was hoping that it would work, but that didn't work. So we got to be creative. Got to try new things. Sean put a football in the toilet. That didn't work. You know, we got to
Nope.
try. Got to try everything at this point to see if whatever works. But my question is, you said you watched the all 22.
I
I
watched
don't
part of
remember.
it, not the whole thing.
All right, I don't remember one play where Arian Smith was on the field. Is he just not good? I don't even know if he was on the field.
He was. He just didn't get the
What?
ball. I mean, it's kind of amazing. And by the way,
Um,
how about the fact that Alan Lazard was active last night and didn't play a snap? You never see that. That's usually like a backup quarterback or an offensive lineman who doesn't play any snaps. Like, why are we wasting a roster spot on Alan Lazard to not play at all? He's not on special teams. He literally was out there and he didn't play a snap last night, but was active. Mind-boggling.
Coaching decisions. Maybe I'm going crazy too. So, and you did a good job today on ESPN. There was this guy in the chat telling me that I was wrong about Glenn not knowing the field goal yardage. Am I making this up? That happened, right? That was a Tampa game, I thought.
No, it was the London game at the end.
London game.
Yeah, the
At-
4th and
yeah.
8 versus kicking a 61-yard field goal. Glenn was like, what was it, 65 or 68? He's never done that before. And it's like, dude, he hit from 58 against the Miami Dolphins 2 weeks
Yeah.
prior to that.
He had me thinking I'm crazy because I'm like, wait, maybe that didn't happen. No, it did happen. Yeah, what the fuck? So that's like one of the lists of as a head coach, you cannot misjudge and get the game-winning field goal yardage wrong and make the decision to go for it on 4th and 9 instead of kicking the field goal. Can't do it. And it's a long list of stuff that AG has done. So
Correct.
was gonna
And by the
grade-
way, Arian Smith, I looked it up for you, Mike. He played 9 snaps last night, 9 of 57 possible snaps.
it's unbelievable. Not even giving the kid a chance to do something. Well, all right. That actually makes me more depressed than it is. I was hoping he was on the field getting open. His field's going to get it to him, but he's not even playing.
Look, I'm sure we'll see the chart this week of like separation rate. I'm sure he'll be right there, but he never gets chances. And by the way, like last night, like this is how bad the Jets wide receiving room is. That we went into this game last night with 2 guys who were not on the team a week and a half ago. And if you look at wide receiver snaps played, right? Mechie played 47 of 57. That's 82%. Then the next closest wide receiver was Isaiah Williams, right? Who was on their practice squad earlier this year. He played 74% of the snaps, 42 snaps. Then after that, Tyler Johnson played 30, which is 53%. And then A.D. Mitchell, he played 28, which is 49%. Like, think about that. You know, the leading receivers as far as snaps on this team, half of them were not on the team 2 weeks ago.
And that's the same thing that we said beginning of the year. You had no wide receiver too. And they clearly didn't because they had to make these trades and hopefully, well, I don't think any of them are wide receiver twos. Maybe A.D. Mitchell has a potential, but if the Colts shipped him away in that trade, they probably know something, obviously. But I don't know. Whatever, man. Another lost year. This sucks. And hopefully we get our guy.
Let's go Islanders. Let's go Knicks.
Islanders, awesome win. Holy shit, what a win. Let's go Islanders, baby.
There
Let's
you
go
go.
Islanders.
There's some positivity. Love
Hell
it.
yeah.
Love it. Got to find the moral victories wherever we can get them. Big fella, Ruckert should be tight end too, despite the drop. Played well. If they brought him back on like a 1-year-ish deal, I'm okay with it. I want them to draft another tight end, though. I haven't even gotten that far. Is it a good tight end class or not? But every team seems to have like 2 tight end sets. Let's keep adding to our room there. I like Mason Taylor, though. It'd be nice to see him play more. Right? I don't know. Like, I think he's a good football player. He had 4 catches for 30 yards last night, which doesn't stand out exactly, but it feels like he's making plays when he's getting limited opportunities. I'd like to see more of him. That'd be nice. If you're tuning in late, jersey giveaway, Jet Legend, Nick Mangold, Darrell Rivas, Wayne Cremette, Curtis Martin, Joe Klecko, Joe Namath. This is one of our last shows before Tuesday's raffle because the Jets have already played. this week. So make sure you enter for your chance to win a signed CJ helmet, LaDainian Tomlinson jersey, and a Darrell Rivas autographed helmet as well. Let's keep it rolling now with your calls. Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is the place to be, where this guy is standing by.
We don't know if any of these guys are any good. Stone Smart made plays for the Chargers. We can't get him the ball. Arian Smith made plays at Georgia. We can't get him the ball.
Yeah, you're right.
So, you know, I would love to kill Glenn and Muji for signing Stone Smart. They thought they were being so smart at the time, but like, you know, who's to say at this point? Like, the ball isn't coming out. He holds it too long. It's erratic. You know, he doesn't see the whole field. Pick a problem. He has it. And you know, I kind of feel like Glenn is kind of clown shoes for coming to this late. Like, we should be at least evaluating those guys. I think, as you said, with Glenn, or you know, just trying to get a spark before it was too late, and now it's too late, obviously. So I have no problem taking a quarterback every year, depending on where we finish. If we really love a guy and we want to spend the capital, go up and get him, I have no problem with that. I think if we take a guy, it should be in the first 2 days of the draft. No matter where we finish. And if that's the case, where we take him a little bit later, I think we're going to need a veteran bridge no matter what, because I would rather not throw this kid that we draft, if we take somebody in the top 10, right into the fire. I'd like to give him a month, you know, to get acclimated, minimum, but you know, we might not have that luxury. I mean, it's so much could happen in between now and then. Like, do I think we're going to be picking at 3? Probably not. It'd probably be 4, 5, or 6, but who knows? Like, but the next week's going to be a probable L. Those guys are fighting for their playoff lives. So, you know, this is a very frustrating situation. It's as down as I can remember being as a Jet fan, and I think, you know, the picks give you, and the cap room give you hope, but the whole demeanor and the decision making of Glenn just gives you a little bit of pause.
Well said. I hope that we see something that will make us feel better. I think going to Tyrod and maybe Engstrand looking really good will give me some hope, you know, if he's going to stick around and be a part of the quarterback selection. But I'm with you, man. I'm very down, and it's hard not to be, given what we have been through with this team the last 15 years and just how quickly I think a lot of us just are rightfully questioning the head coach who was supposed to fix all the coaching issues we had last year. That's what he preached and promised, and it's been the total opposite.
And we were so excited to get Jelani Woods off the waiver wire. He's unrosterable. Like you can't be on the game day roster at all. Like you know, I would like to see us go heavy with some of these tight ends at some point. But I guess it's not going to happen. I'll talk to you later, Jake.
Kyle, good call. You're not wrong. Robin Boy Wonders, who was just on the phone line, he is gifted a membership. Robin, thank you. You're in our raffle for one. More calls right now. The Hamburger's next. Hello, Burger.
Hey, what's up, Jake? How you doing, man?
How are you?
Yeah, all right, not bad. Just going to get the daughter from dance. Listen, man, I'm befuddled even what to say anymore. I have really nothing to say other than I absolutely fucking can't stand Glenn. I don't like him. I don't like what he does. I don't like what the whole coaching staff does. I don't like Justin Fields. I don't like a lot of shit that's happening. I don't like how he speaks. I don't like how coach speaks and how he's indecisive, how he can't make up his mind. I told you the other day, and you kind of pushed me off about what I thought about what the Patriots are going to become. And me watching that game, I haven't watched any Patriots game at all this year. But watching them last night, against the Jets, but that kid Drake May is ridiculous. Like I'm the person that, put it this way, me and my wife, when we met, I used to take her out for football games at bars. I am such a Patriot hater that my wife swore me from watching Jet Patriot games out in public because I'd spit on bartenders that had Patriot stuff. I'd throw beers on them. Like, when I tell you my disdain for the Patriots is probably like nobody else's in the world. Like, I legitimately, for 8 years, was not allowed to watch a Patriot Jet game in public at anybody's house other than my own. And I finally, after 7 years of the Jets sucking way more, where you kind of give up on that whole bullshit, and now I'm able to go out again. But watching them last night, like I told you, man, I feel it coming again with this team and the bane of our existence with the Patriots. And I think this kid May is going to be absolutely outstanding. And I'm jealous and I hate it. And I just feel like we're never fixing it, bro. That's just where I am. And you're not going to change my mind. Nobody's going to change my mind. You could say negative. I don't really give a shit what anybody fucking says, because most of the people that stay positive, you got to be an idiot to stay positive of watching this fucking team. I mean, let's be real. If you see through any of this stuff and you see positive, you're out of your mind, because there's nothing positive other than a few players that play okay. And maybe our special teams. Congratulations. We have great special teams. Who cares? Like, it's pathetic, bro. It's pathetic. And the fact that he keeps playing Justin Fields and comes up with excuses last night like he didn't see what was going on. It's mind-boggling, bro. I can't deal with it no more. I'm obviously going to watch the team because they're my team, but I am turning it off when it becomes a shit show. I can't sit there and watch it and torture myself and watch something that is just a disaster. And I just don't ever see it getting better, man. I don't want him picking our quarterback. I don't want him picking our future. I don't want any of that shit, man. I am done. I'm out on Glenn, and there's not much that can change my mind at this point. Like, you can go rattle off a few wins. I don't care. He's shown me nothing. And he's shown me that he's been the worst coach that we ever had. And I watched Kotite. I listened to them on a radio. And Kotite was terrible, absolutely terrible. This guy's worse. The team's worse. This is my rant. I give you one every once in a while. I'm just so pissed off. I'm so frustrated. And I don't want to hear anybody tell me, hamburger, you got to be positive. Fuck that bullshit. I'm not dealing with it no more. The team sucks. But the coaching staff sucks. The play calling, we had one drive. For 1 minute, I felt great. And then they threw out cow shit for fucking 3 quarters. I'm just tired of it, bro. I really am. And, I understand you have a show and you can't flip out and be pissed off and say all that shit, but I know you feel kind of the same way. And a lot of us do. There's some people out there that are like, maybe they'll be better. We'll just give them time. Fuck that. I'm done with time. It's 15 years. I'm done with waiting. But anyway, I'm going to have a great weekend, and I hope everybody else does. This doesn't ruin anybody's fucking weekend. It will not ruin mine, even though I have to work swing shift tomorrow, 2 to fucking 10 at night. But it is what it is, man. We suck.
Hamburger. I think you need a hug, all right? Calm down.
I hug him every day. I hug him every day.
All right, let's get you a Woody Johnson hug, the Aaron Glenn special. You'll be okay.
I hug him every day. I hug him every day.
Hang in there. Also, Hamburger's fired up, so apologies.
On behalf of the Jake Asman Show, we apologize for the foul language.
I got an email last week from a listener who said, "Man, I love the show, but the cursing." I'm like, "I'm sorry, man. We're Jet fans. This is our life." One guy didn't like I think I told someone in one of my rants that the Jets could pee on your face and you'd say, "Well, I'm thirsty." So, yeah. Bino says, I'm with Hamburger. My Patriots hates Epic. I hate them too. Believe me, I get it. I get it. I understand they look good, but to me, I can't worry about them looking good. I'm more focused on like how can the Jets get better and turn it around. That's what I'm focused on. I'll worry about the Patriots when we're in position to actually match up with them and beat them. They were worse than us the last 2 years. Crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls coming up. But first, let's talk about today's sponsor.
As maniacs, let me tell you about something that has been an absolute game changer for sleep. If you're someone who struggles with noise, light, or just shutting your mind off at night, you need to check out the Manta Sleep Sound Mask. This thing is basically blackout sleep heaven with comfort speakers that are built right into it. Here's what makes it special. First, it has Bluetooth headphones built in, but the speakers, they are ultra thin, so you can listen to music, white noise, a meditation, a show. You could do it without painful earbuds or bulky headphones. Second, it's true blackout. No street light, no morning sun, no distractions, and the fit is completely adjustable. It's super soft, so it stays in place all night long. Does not put any pressure on your eyes, your ears. And what I love the most about it is that it solves all your problems all in one. You get darkness, you get audio, you get comfort, you get the perfect setup. So no more juggling earbuds, a mask, a machine. It's perfect for side sleepers, travelers, light sleepers, or anyone who just wants a deeper, better sleep. And here's what you do. You go to mantasleep.com, check out the Manta Sound Mask along with their full lineup of sleep products, and make sure you use my promo code Asman, my last name. Use that at checkout and unlock 10% off your purchase. That's promo code Asman for 10% off. Get some real sleep. You will thank me later. Shout out to the Manta Sleep Mask for helping me sleep better after depressing New York Jet losses. Shout out to Manta for supporting the Jake Asman Show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I seriously recommend these, though. They're awesome. Definitely get one. They got it on backwards. But here you go. Check it out. Oh, yeah. I might do the rest of the show like this, but I can't see anything. It's truly blackout right now. I got nothing. Honestly, maybe I'll watch the Jets like that against the Ravens. Am I really missing much? Andrew C. in the raffle for 2. To Clifton's point, we can't put Jelani Woods on the roster. We needed Alan Lazard. That's my point when I brought up Lazard. Why is he active if he's playing 0 snaps? Name me a wide receiver that's active, that doesn't play special teams, that didn't play a single snap. Why is he still on the team? I don't get it. Rick Kent wrote, Hamburger may have anger issues. Don't we all? More calls. Eric is next. Hello, Eric.
Oh, hey, what's going on?
What's up, Eric?
Oh, dog flips out whenever I talk on the phone, but yeah, just same old with the Jets. I mean, it's just kind of like depressing almost that the standard has become like don't lose by more than 2 touchdowns. That's kind of the reception I got from like everybody. I don't know, I was listening through the day to random talk shows and whatever else. Like everyone's like, yeah, well, the Jets, they didn't get blown out and they played hard. Like, great. Like, what did that accomplish? In a 13-point loss, they couldn't even cover a 12.5 point spread. It's like even on Thursday nights, like those are usually the games that you can squeak out or do something. Like the Raiders and the Broncos the week before had that disgusting game, but Raiders went on the road in a divisional opponent, short week, and gave it a game more or less. And the 49ers went to the Rams earlier in the year and beat them on the road when everybody thought they had no chance with all the injuries and whatnot. Like it's just like kind of mind numbing at a certain point. Um, I guess another thing, I think we should use the term bridge a little or distinguish exactly what the term bridge means for next year. Like, I don't see a problem with keeping Fields for next year and let him start the first like 2 or 3 games with a first round quarterback just waiting in the wings. And then once like we all revolt against Fields for rightful reasons when they're 1-2 or 0-3 and the rookie takes over. Like, I don't think that's a bad thing. But yeah, totally agree. to take a quarterback this year, or just see what Joe Burrow's up to, I guess.
Look, I look at it like this, Eric. It can't be Fields. They need to have a different bridge and still draft a quarterback. That to me is the best case. Like to me, like a bridge means like that guy is your intention to be the starter all year. I think they need a vet that could start until the rookie is ready. Like Fields is a bridge quarterback. They didn't draft someone because they wanted to see if they can get through the year with Fields and maybe he could prove himself like Darnold and Mayfield did, for example, or Daniel Jones has this year, that he could be the long-term answer. For me, they need a Gardner Minshew type brought in. That level of quarterback that could hold the fort, like what Jameis Winston is for the Giants. They need that level of QB until the guy they take, whether it's Mendoza, Simpson, whoever, is ready to roll. That to me is what next year should be set up for. I don't like the let's wait till 27 because it might be a better quarterback class. I think it's way too risky. Get your quarterback now. They made these trades, I think, to do it. So that's going to be my mentality going into the offseason.
Yeah, I mean, my irrational bias just from a Notre Dame fan, like that quarterback CJ Carr they have is so good, but
Yeah.
he's not draft eligible this year, and he's eligible next year if he goes out. So maybe I light a candle and I can finally have like a Notre Dame player play for the Jets and be good. It's like I see so many Notre Dame players in the NFL, and none of them are on the Jets, and they're all like good, like Kyron Williams, Quentin Nelson, Zach Martin, and like, list goes on and on. Kyle Hamilton, but yeah, I guess it's kind of everything I was getting at. Yeah, good thing the New Jersey Devils are keeping my sanity.
Although, didn't Frank the Tank curse Hughes?
Yeah,
Isn't he out
yeah,
now?
with that team dinner, he cut his hand. Whatever.
How'd he cut his hand at a team dinner with Frank the Tank?
It was a freak accident, like whatever the hell that means. It's hockey, so you never know. They'll just release an upper body injury report.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that. That's unbelievable. I'm trying to think, by the way, Eric, when was the last time the Jets had a good former Notre Dame player on their team? I can't think of one off the top of my head.
I don't think it's ever happened.
Really?
I've been watching I'm with 28 now, and I can't recall a Jets Notre Dame crossover that's been successful.
Yeah, you're not wrong. If anyone in the chat knows, I can't think of one off the top of my head. So I don't know. Good call, Eric. Appreciate you.
All right. Yeah, take care.
Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. Spencer Green in the house, and Spencer's a man of his word. He paid me $100 right after the game last night. Haven't been able to catch either show. Round 2 of the playoffs in 2 hours. If I win, whatever the raffle is, email me, please. Again, thanks for taking the bet. It was fun. Let me spill the beans on what I did last night now that Spencer has paid me. So if you missed it, Spencer and we had a bet. I was going to give him $600 if the Jets won last night. He was going to give me $100 if the New York Jets lost. Well, we know what happened. The Jets lose. He paid me $100. What I didn't tell Spencer was that I went on FanDuel and I got plus 640 odds and put $100 on the Jets to win. So if the Jets actually won, I would have made a nice $40. We all would have won. I would have gave Spencer his 600. I would have won $640 on FanDuel, and I would have profited $40 and bought myself a nice dinner, or maybe like an appetizer because New York City is ridiculously expensive. All right, more calls right now. JJ is next. Dear God. Hello, JJ. What will we discuss today?
Yeah, what's going on, my friend?
How are you?
I'm doing great. You know what's so funny to me, right? I love how everyone is like so passionate about how we need to start another quarterback as if it's gonna like make any difference for the rest of the season. You got a certain amount of people who want us to start another quarterback because they want to see what our young guys could do, and that I can get behind. But then you have another group of people who want us to start another quarterback, but they also want us to tank for a better draft pick. If you want the better draft pick, we got the perfect guy to get it for us. I mean, obviously. Jake, let me ask you a question. Who's going to be here next year if you had to bet? Justin Fields or Steve Wilkes?
Who's more likely to be here?
Yeah.
Ooh. It's a great question. I'll say Fields because he's under contract and they don't have a clear path to a quarterback yet. So maybe they wouldn't rush to get rid of him. I think Wilkes has been bad, though. Honestly, if you gave me a third choice, neither, I would go with that right now.
Okay, but my thing is, I kind of disagree with you. I think Steve Wilkes will more likely be here than Justin Fields. I think Woody Johnson, at the end of the day, one thing about Woody that I like is if he doesn't like something, he's going to voice his opinion and he's going to make sure it's changed. He doesn't like Justin Fields. He doesn't want him as our quarterback. He's not going to allow us to have him next year, which is good for you, good for me, good for everyone. I don't think he's going to try to force Steve Wilkes out, and I don't think Aaron Glenn is going to do that either. I think Aaron Glenn has a lot of respect for Wilkes, and he's going to give him a chance with the defense next year, depending on who they draft and all that stuff. And I think that's more of an issue because the defense was so bad. I mean, obviously Justin Fields didn't give us any chance to win, but the defense, I can't live with people just running wide open. I can't live with it. That nothing pisses me off more than that. Like every time Drake May drop back, I'm just like, obviously we can't even see anything. All we see is the ball go up in the air, and then you just assume that the person is wide open who he's throwing it to. Until the camera pans to him, you just assume, all right, this is probably going to be a completion. And then every single time it was. And that's a horrible feeling to have. I know everyone is talking about Ty Simpson and Mendoza. I don't know how you feel about this, Jake, but I actually want us to use every single pick that we have. And I know that's crazy, but we have 2 first-round picks next year and 2 second-round picks. I want us to use both of them. I don't want us to use a pick in a package to trade up. I think that the Saints obviously are going to pick a quarterback, and they're most likely going to go with Mendoza, which is good for me because I think Ty Simpson is a better one. So if we get the number 3 pick, I would like us to use it. Don't trade up. Just use that number 3 pick, get Mendoza, and then with our second first-round pick, go get a number 2 stud wide receiver. And then in the second round, let's just get 2 defensive linebackers that are going to be studs. Maybe 1 linebacker, one safety that's going to be studs. I want us to use every pick we have, and I want to see what Muji does with this roster. I'm tired of hearing the excuses, oh, they got to get their guys, Yeah, okay, so go get your guys this year in the draft. Literally, you got 4 picks in the top 2 rounds. Go get your guys and let me see what you can do with your guys on this team next year. I really don't want us to trade package those picks away or even use them for a player. I want them to get their own guys and show us what you can do. Obviously, Aaron Glenn ain't going nowhere, so let's see what you can do with these picks.
Well, I think it comes down to it's opportunity cost, right? Like I think if you're the Jets, I agree with your premise. Ideally, you don't need to trade up to get your quarterback, but if you have to trade from a plethora of picks that you have, not even just this year, but maybe one of your first next year or your extra 2 next year, like you got to consider it, like I think it comes down to where the Jets are and where they need to get up to. Like, I don't think they trade away multiple ones to move up. I think at that point they might just say, we'll wait till 27 or we'll take a guy on day 2 this year. And that allows us to take another guy next year. I think it's really going to depend on what their grades are on these quarterbacks, how they view next year's class, and what they're willing to give up. But gun to my head, JJ, I think they're taking Simpson or Mendoza if you ask me to make a pick right now. And I think they might have to move up a little bit to get either one of them, which I'm okay with because I need to get a quarterback.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, sometimes you do have to just trade up just because you know that other people behind you or
nobody
that
cares
have higher
what
picks.
you gave up if you're right. You know what I mean? If they get it right, we won't care about the picks.
Yeah, but I think that, at the end of the day, if you can get a 2-for-1 special, if you can use both your first round draft picks and still get a quality quarterback, yeah, that'll be ideal. So, wishing on a prayer. I know you guys think Gary is crazy, right? But I want to defend Gary once because Gary was like, get the best player available. And if the best player is a running back, you get him. The scary thing about him saying that isn't that kind of what Detroit did a couple of years ago when they got Jahmyr Gibbs and they already had the other guy? Didn't they draft Jahmyr Gibbs in the first round?
Well, yeah, but they had a quarterback already at that point.
No, I agree. I'm just saying, imagine if we get Ty Simpson with the first pick and then there's a running back there. I would hope we aren't stupid enough to go draft a running back. But at the same time, it scares me because I'm like, we literally seen Detroit do that. So, different scenario, but I just hope that Muji.
Gary about that, JJ, was we were arguing. I said, Brees is back. You're still taking a running back. And he said he would. I go, but that doesn't make any sense. It's like, I would understand it if they didn't retain Brees. You get your quarterback and then you take, the best player that happens to be I think it was the Notre Dame running back we were talking about. I'm like, that makes sense. But if you're keeping Brees, the whole premise was to not to use that pick to fill another hole at a premium position. Running back is not a premium position and you don't need a running back. That was the argument.
No, I agree with you. I'm just saying though, when Detroit did it, if I'm not mistaken, they already like the running back that they had was already proven to be a solid running back, and then they drafted a guy in the first round, and everybody was like, "What the hell are they doing?" It ended up working out for them, but I don't think that we need to do that at all. I like Isaiah Davis, Breland Allen. In the preseason, he looks awesome. He's like so big and strong and fast, but I haven't really seen him do anything. So I'm not a fan of him anymore until it's proven otherwise. When it comes to Elijah Vera Tucker, gotta say it, man. We got to draft his replacement. I mean, yeah, you can give him a prove it deal next year, but it looks like we probably need to draft a replacement for him, maybe in the third round. I don't want to spend a premium pick on the O-line though, because we already went 2 first-round picks on the O-line, but we definitely need to pick that right guard who's going to be a stud for us, because, I mean, Tippmann is okay, but he might not be here for the long term. But I'm super excited, man. When you have this many picks coming up, I mean, what else can we be? I disagree with Hamburger.
They got you, baby. They got you. The Jets acquired Hopium, and JJ's like, yeah baby,
because
thank you, sir.
At the end of the day,
have another.
At the end of the day, like, Hamburger is pissed off and he's yelling and he's screaming. Yo, bro, we've seen this for years, man. Like, I remember when everybody was, thinking that Zach Wilson could be a good quarterback, and I was saying that he sucked, and now here we go. It's the opposite. Everyone's telling me that Justin Fields sucks, and I was trying to defend him. I can't defend him anymore, but look at how many draft picks we got, man. Look how many draft picks we got. Like, at the end of the day, there's hope. There's hope. You mean to tell me, Jake, and everybody in the chat, what are the odds of us drafting 2 people in the first round next year and they being both bust? That's not likely.
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans of all ages, welcome to the event of the year, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the Asmaniac Rumble. JJ, 15 years, bro, 15. At what point do you stop being like at what point do you stop being like happy pappy? Oh, next year it's gonna work out. 15 years, bro. No winning seasons. 15. At what point does it change? Shit after shit, bro. You can say all you want. I don't understand why Hamburger gets pissed off. That's why it's off. 15 years, 40 years watching a team. No Super Bowl. 2 AFC championships like 18 years ago, bro. That's why we're mad. That's why most of us are pissed off and are sick of it. So you can call me a crybaby. Crybaby, I don't want him.
Whoa, wait, hold on. Let me get a word in. I would never call you a crybaby, because you're a Queens guy just like me, I believe, and you're a Mets fan just like me. I like you, Hamburger. I like when you call in. All I'm saying is, I used to be you a couple of years ago. I used to be mad and call in the show every single time and be angry and be negative. But I realized that in my personal life, it was just making me a bitter person. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to allow this team to have that much authority over my life. If they lose, they lose. If they win, they win. I'm numb to it now. I'm surprised you're not numb to it if you've been doing this for 15 years. Why aren't you numb?
Understand what I'm not always like this. But when I watch what I just seen the other night and now have to deal with the Patriots again for another 20 years. That's what makes me pissed. I don't care.
We ain't gonna deal with the Patriots for another 20 years, my brother.
I don't think about the Jets at all during the week. I don't call as much anymore because I'm tired of talking about them. But to sit here and think that I don't love them and I don't love the team.
I know you love the team.
Yeah,
I know you love the team.
Like, it does not affect my life. It did not. Not this year.
For me, it was affecting my life.
Before it did.
For me, it was affecting my life, and then I had to make a decision. Do I want to be known as the negative caller JJ, or do I want to be known as a Fields truther and an idiot? I'll take the Fields truther and idiot, because at least that comes with some optimism. I mean, I was happy this season. To start the season after the Steelers game, I was rolling on a high. I thought he was going to follow it up. I was wrong, but I'm not mad. It is what it is. I rooted for one of our players, and I was wrong.
One thing you don't understand about me, I don't really ever give 2 flying shits what anybody thinks about me. So that I think I'm not known as a crybaby caller. I'm pissed off right now this season after 3 years. So I'm letting it known on how mad I was, because the last 2 years I was Mr. Positive during the seasons, trying to be positive and hopeful and hopeful and hopeful. And I'm done with that right now. Like, I'm done.
Last year's season is the season that you really should have been pissed off, because last year, I mean, my God, we had Aaron Rodgers. We finally had the quarterback.
Heartbroken.
For years, you guys came on this show and you said, all we need is a quarterback. All Robert Saleh needs is a quarterback. And we gave him one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. And he got fired 4 or 5 games in, albeit it wasn't the right decision. But last year was a year to get mad. This year, I mean, it was a toss up. We thought that we were going to be 4-2 4 and what did Jake say at the beginning of the season? I can smell the 4 wins from here. I was hoping for a playoff berth. I was wrong, but you guys all knew that we were going to suck, and you guys were right about it. So I don't know why you guys are mad. You knew we were going to suck.
I sold. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
All right, there you go. Yeah, no, I don't know. I lost my train of thought because I'm trying to parallel park here with my daughter in the car. Say hello, Gabrielle.
Hey, how you doing?
So yeah, listen, man. I was heartbroken last year, and then we got sold a bill of goods from Aaron Glenn that he's here to win, and we're not gonna suck this year. We're gonna be great. We're gonna be this. We're gonna be that. And
we're the freaking New York Jets, and we're here to win now.
Yeah, exactly. But listen, I don't
freaking New York Jets. So we're shit.
I don't want to argue with you guys. Listen, I'm not always a shitty caller. I'm not always pissed off, but there's times where it festers in my brain after a couple losses like this, and I need to speak my mind. And then when I go inside, I'm good. Like I'm not holding this season to my everyday and have it affect my life, because personally, they ain't worth that right now. You know, I got pissed off, and I was upset with Aaron Rodgers that I had such high expectations that this was it. We're going dude. When we got Aaron, I had freaking tears in my eyes. Like, I've been waiting my whole life for a top quarterback, a great quarterback, and it's just at this point I'm just like I'm jaded, bro.
I feel you, man. Hey, listen, I know trust me, I know you're a great caller. You're one of the great callers that call into the show, and you're a Mets fan just like me. So we can never rumble. You know, me and you are on the same page. Yeah, no. What I will say though is there's some other people in the chat who have a lot of opinions, who are very strongly opinionated, but they never call in. Those are the type of people that I want to rumble with. I want to rumble with the people
are like, assholes. That's the way it is.
Yeah, the ones who call in.
You guys have a great night.
Yes, sir. Hey, thank you, Hamburger.
But I got to get going. I'm going to.
Yes, sir.
Now that was a great rumble. Well done. 2 of the best callers we have. Love JJ or hate him. The guy brings it. Hamburgers, passion, off the charts. I always say this, right? We all, I think, want the same thing besides maybe Alan, who's not really a Jet fan. We all want the Jets to be good. It's just we all have different opinions on the path for them to do it or why we suck. That's the worst part of these type of years. We get hopeful at the beginning, and then it becomes the debating why we suck. Who sucks more? I hate that. It's the worst. More calls right now. Kevin, I think I shouted out your super chat, but if I didn't, I do have your 2 additional raffle tickets in there. Barbarossa's next on the line. Hello, Barbarossa.
Hey guys. Oops, sorry. Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Cheers.
So yeah, I got a couple of things to say, man. So after watching that first drive, like that's the only way Justin Fields is an effective quarterback in the way that Tanner Engstrand can use him. And it was just so frustrating that we just did not do that after that. And not going to Taylor or Brady Cook. I mean, surely one of those 2 could throw for more than 116 yards. Right?
I would think.
Right. When it comes to the defense, fire Wilkes. I'm done with this bum. Like, launch him into the sun. And not the sun and this solar system, like one really, really far away and really big. Because I'm so over this guy. 0 turnovers yet again, no interceptions. And none of our good players got any better. They've all regressed, and it's just so frustrating. Like overall, just watching the defense is just very frustrating. And I just don't know why Michael Clemens is on the field. And just when it comes to overall coaching, like I just don't trust these coaches with the luxury picks that they have. Like I get it that they got it under Glenn or whatever, but like I don't see why he's earned the right to use them. Like it just
He convinced the owner.
It doesn't make any sense.
The owner that he's got this big plan. That's why.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I don't trust him to use them correctly. And I just think he's like very stubborn. He's a stubborn coach, and I think a stubborn coach is a bad coach. You have to be able to adapt, especially in the NFL, and that's like one of the most important skills that a coach has. And he doesn't do it. Um, Banjo is really the only good guy. Um, and Engstrand, I want him back just because I feel like he's been handcuffed by Fields in the quarterbacking. But when it comes to the draft, like I think we could lose to New Orleans. Spencer Rattler could throw 2 touchdowns against his defense. Like we could lose to them.
At that point, I
And
will
we could wind
probably
up
be rooting for them to lose that game. Let's be real.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because it's towards the end of the season. Like I don't see us beating the Dolphins. The Bills, like you said, are going to need the game. I think because the Patriots are ahead of them. I think we're going to lose again to the Patriots. Like I don't see us beating any team except for maybe New Orleans. And Tennessee's not going to get a quarterback. We might have the pick of the litter, which would be awesome. So we don't have to package them. And I would want our quarterback, and then with the other first round pick, obviously we root against the Colts, a wide receiver. But then with the second round picks, I want an interior lineman. Like I want either a center or a guard. I just want to surround our quarterback, whoever we get, with the best possible solution or the best possible, teammates and scenario for him to succeed. Fuck the defense with this draft and these top picks. Like just get offense. See if we can get a quarterback and some offense. I just want to watch a good offense, and that's all I got to say, man. Cheers to you, Jet fans. Cheers to you, Jake.
Cheers
Go
to
Jets,
you,
I guess.
Barbarossa. Hell yeah. Give this man a hug.
I hug him every day. I hug him every day.
Love that. I'm with you, man. I really am. They got to load up on offensive players because I think you could, if you're a well coached defense, you could figure it out. Remember the 2019 Jets with Greg Williams? That team did not have that team did not have a ton of talent. Greg Williams turned Jamal Adams into a first-team All-Pro, got him paid, and also got the Jets 2 first-round picks and highway robbery, which led to Garrett Wilson. So thank you, Seattle. But like that team was so well coached on defense. Greg Williams, I know it fell apart the following year. The Kachunga Blitz with rookie undrafted free agent Lamar Jackson against Henry Ruggs in the 2020 COVID year, right? That game, by the way. God, I've never been so happy for the Jets to lose in my life. Short-lived, as we know. But like that was an unbelievable coaching job. Like you could have those type of years, even if your talent's not great. Wilkes has been bad, but I could figure out a way to fix my defense with a better coordinator hire. Or I don't know, maybe the defensive head coach who had success in Detroit could take over. You can't just fix the offense, though. You need weapons galore and you need a quarterback. So I agree. The Jets have 4 picks right now in the projected top 46. Quarterback. Let's go. Indy, by the way, I guess they're now pick 30 since I last took the screenshot of the Jets picks. But we're going to have, 4 picks in the top 50, I think is fair to say. I don't think Dallas is going on this great run. Tammy C. Tammy, we got to get you to call in with Robert C. Tammy's in the raffle for 1. She re-upped her channel membership. Thanks, Tammy. Ralphie in the raffle for 2. He writes in. PBM was ranting, but he was right when he said it's in their best interest to keep losing. Sad but true. I don't disagree with that. At 2-8, I don't disagree. If they had won last night, I'd keep rooting for them to win and show improvement. I'll figure out quarterback when we get there. If I got to trade out, fine. I want this team to learn how to win. But at 2-8, I mean, what are we really learning about this team now? I get it. If people are rooting for losses, I understand it. Or if you're not actively rooting for losses, I get it. Maybe you're rooting for them to win, but if they lose, you're like, okay, fine. I get it. I'm not going to tell anyone how to fan. Ladies and gentlemen, Robert C. just re-upped his membership. Hey now. The games that scare me the most are late in the year. The classic Jets win 2 of their final 3, and Aaron Glenn is selling us on, hey, we didn't start the way we wanted to start this year, men, but then we went out there, and it all clicked for us when the games didn't matter. That's what I don't want. At that point, please lose. And hopefully Buffalo needs that game. Last game at Highmark Stadium, they take it seriously. That's what I hope happens. New England probably will need that game too the week before, so I don't think they'll be able to rest their starters at that point. They'll need it for the 1 seed, which is disgusting to say, but that's kind of where we're at. So I get it. But they're in position to be picking at the top of the draft. I think that is obvious. Andrew C. became a channel member. Hey now. The dream, Andrew C. All right, last chance to get in on the show here. This is our 5th show in the last 2 days. And I did a 2-hour radio show today. Shout out to the Asmaniacs who took over the ESPN New York YouTube.
I'm really disgusted with the head coach of the Jets. I really am disgusted with Aaron Glenn. Because after you listen to how he is basically just gaslighting all of us as Jet fans about Justin Fields, how do you not sit there and just question everything with this head coach? Seriously. The guy that he handpicked and gave $30 million to guaranteed, and then said over the course of the summer, he's never been coached properly. We're going to let him play quarterback. We're going to coach him up. And then you watch Justin Fields last night go out there and have 23 yards in the first half of this game, a game that the Jets were lucky to still be in. Let's be real. New England missed the kick at the end of the first half last night. That would have made it a 10-point game. The Jets are not built to come from behind. They're not. Against a good team, no way. The Jets finally used Justin Fields' legs early in this game. The best part of the game was the first drive. Tanner Engstrand, great job with the scripted stuff. Once that went away and Mike Vrabel and the Patriots adjusted, that was it. But I got to listen to the head coach last night after the game. We can't put Justin in a situation where he's a running back, and I think we all know that because we're putting him in harm's way. Coach, you can't put him in a situation where he's your quarterback either. I mean, what are we watching? Justin Fields is leading the Jets to a league low 139 passing yards per game. If that pace continues, it will be the lowest in the NFL since 2022. You know who the starting quarterback was for the 2022 Chicago Bears? Justin Fields. It's enough. Justin Fields is not the answer. It's another game under 120 yards passing. He had another critical turnover in this one. It was a bad snap by Josh Myers. But nonetheless, Fields, can you fall on the ball? How about when the Jets are driving in this game, in the second half, only down 7, they just crossed midfield, and Justin Fields, who, by the way, is in his 5th season, committed one of the most egregious intentional grounding penalties you'll ever see. What are you doing, man? Have a feel for the game. He has none of it, and neither does the head coach, who, again, did not make a quarterback change last night. At halftime, Tyrod Taylor should have been put into the game. You want to give Glenn credit for the Jets not quitting, and they showed fight, and they have improved since they were awful at the beginning of the year. I mean, there's been some improvement, sure. Are we really going to celebrate that? Really? That's where we're at? We're going to celebrate that they didn't quit, they play hard? That's the threshold that the Aaron Glenn truthers need to cross? Come on.
Thanks to everyone who listened today. I'm back at it Sunday morning with Mike Tannenbaum. 8 to noon. Tune in. Andrew C. with a super chat. He is in the raffle for 5 with this one. What if V-Man learns all these salsa moves for if the Jets draft Mendoza and they don't? Now he's just a salsa dancing phenom without his QB. It could play out that way. I'll tell you what, if V-Man becomes a salsa dancing phenom and the Jets don't get Fernando Mendoza, man, that'd be disappointing. But either way, we'll make V-Man do the salsa every time he calls in, whether the Jets draft Mendoza or not, Andrew C., just for you. And in honor of your $20 super chat, Andrew C., I think it's time to play this.
JETS. Yes. All right, let's go.
Thank you, Andrew C. Ladies and gentlemen, the only other person currently on hold right now is the Chuck Wagon. Hello, Chuck.
Hey, Jake. I wrote down 8 different points, but I don't know how much longer you want to go. Do you want to go through all 8 of them, or do you want to just do a few?
Here's what I'll tell you. Lead with your best points, and if the chat thinks they are good points, we will let them determine whether you get to make a second. I'll give you 3 points, right? But you got to earn your points. So the chat, based on your call, Chuck Wagon, will determine whether or not you get to make each of your points. Neil has earned the right to make 13 points. We'll see if you have earned the right to at least get to 8 of yours.
Boy, I think I'm screwed already. But anyways, first one, I felt AJ's demeanor in his press conference today was so out of character. It makes me feel like he may have had a spoken to by Woody that said enough is enough. So that just seemed really weird in today's press conference. The second one was the Jets are a bottom 5 team, and for most of the game, I felt like they held their own against the Patriots. Are going to be the number 1 seed in my opinion. So for someone who is in the bottom and playing against someone who's going to be the number 1 seed, thought they were going to, I thought they did as good as you think they could. My main point was in the 21 year, in Salah's first year was Ulbricht's first year as defensive coach. Do you remember what the Jets' defensive stats were at the end of that first year?
They were very bad.
They were, and I just looked it up, they were dead last in points and yards. And I'm sure a lot of these Jets fans were asking for Ulbricht's head and for him to be fired. The very next year, Ulbricht came back. Obviously, he wasn't fired. Do you know how much improvement their defense was the second year? They were 4th in points and 5th in yards.
Now let me follow up, Chuckwagon. Do you think this Jets defense, even now after the trades that they made with Sauce and Quinnen, but especially before those deals, do you think this Jet defense is anywhere near as untalented as the 21 defense was?
Listen, I don't remember what I ate 2 nights ago for dinner.
Well, I can tell you they're not.
I can't.
Okay.
I was going to say I can't remember exactly what the defense was, but it just seems weird that the same defensive coordinator goes from dead last to top 5.
Do you remember what the Jets defense added going into 22? Why they were so much better?
Probably, I believe, wasn't that the year Sauce was drafted?
It was. They also signed DJ Reed in free agency. They also got another really good all-pro level season from CJ Mosley. Quinnen became a first-team all-pro. They had incredible defensive line depth. John Franklin Myers was on the team the whole year that year. Wasn't just added as a waiver wire pickup in the middle of 21. Quincy was a part of that team as a starter now. Bryce Huff had another year of development. They added a lot of pieces to that team. That's why they got better.
And that's why I have a bad feeling that even though me and you and almost every single Jets fan out here wants him gone, it may not surprise me anymore if he does come back next year. Because they're going to say, well, we did it once, we can do it again. Going from worst to top 5 in 1 year.
Yeah, it's a different regime, though. This is a different regime.
I understand.
And remember, Chuckwagon, Aaron Glenn comes from Detroit. What did Dan Campbell do after his first year? Who did he get rid of?
I can't remember. I'm sorry.
Anthony
I don't
Lynn.
follow the lines.
He made a coordinator change. So I don't think Wilkes is necessarily safe just because, Salah didn't get rid of Ulbricht. Salah also set the expectations in 21 that it was a rebuild year. The team was an expansion level team coming off a 2-win season. Aaron Glenn came in, and when asked if it's a rebuild, he said this.
We're here to win now, and we're looking forward to it. So any questions?
And then said Fields has never been coached up properly, and we're going to be the ones to unlock him. And then puffed his chest about Will McDonald breaking out this year because of coaching, and outside of one game has done nothing. So, yeah, I think it's a different situation.
I understand, but I'm just saying it has happened before. So that's why I'm saying no matter how bad we say this defense is, it is possible to be top 5 the next year. So, again, I hope he's gone, but because of what's happened in the past, it's very possible. That's all I'm just saying.
Well, anything's possible if you put your mind to it, Chuckwagon.
I agree. And I can't see the comments, obviously. It's probably not good, so.
Well, how many points do you have left, Chuckwagon?
5.
Okay. Should Chuckwagon be allowed to make another point? Yes or no in the chat right now. Rapid fire. After this video is done playing, we determine a winner.
Let's go, Jets! Let's go, Jets! Let's go, Jets! Let's go, Jets!
More yeses than nos. Continue, Chuckwagon. Point number 5.
4.4.
Okay, point 4.
I don't know what it is with Jeremy Ruckert, but this is by far his best season. and it doesn't seem like much, but this year alone, he has 2 games this year that he has had at least 4 catches. In the previous 3, he's had 0. I know that doesn't seem a lot, but it just seems like he's actually starting to break out a lot more this year. It just seems weird that he didn't even have 4 catches in any of the first 3 seasons. So must be scheme, different OC, more usage of the tight end. But it's just it's good to see Jeremy Rucker to actually finally get some more targets and be looked upon more.
I think Rucker's been okay this year. I don't really think he's broken out. I mean,
I call it broken out because, again, he was almost invisible. I'm just saying in the past 3 years, he almost seemed mostly invisible. I think before this year, the most he had in catches in the game is 3, and that only happened 4 times in the whole first 3 years. So to have at least 4 catches halfway through this season, I guess breakout is going a little too much, but he is obviously showing some improvement compared to last.
I mean, he's in his 4th year, and he's getting on the field a little bit. I think his blocking's been okay. I don't know. He's a free agent. If you told me they brought him back on a 1-year deal for $1 million and he's competing in the tight end room and they draft someone, fine. Like, I think we only talk about Rucker because he's from Long Island. That's it.
I think so too. No, I agree. I think if he wasn't like homegrown, yes, I don't think he would be given this much leeway.
Okay.
Should I keep going or no?
I'll give you another point. Go ahead. This is what number are we up to?
This is number 5.
Okay, 0.5 of 8. After this, we reassess if you should get 0.6, 7, and 8. And let me say this. Right now, Chuck's the only one on hold. So for those of you saying no, you don't want Chuck Wagon to make his points, well, get off your asses. Call into the damn show. I don't care if you pull a beast breaker and you call in to show off your meatball sub like he did last night that looks raw. Call in and give me something. Otherwise, I'm ending the show early, which honestly, maybe I deserve that because this is my 5th show in 2 days and I did 2 hours of radio today. But until then, Chuck Wagon, make another point. Go ahead.
I can't remember the last time that we had at least 4 rushers all have an average of 4.0 yards or more. Every single rusher, even though one of them only had 1 rush for 4 yards, everybody had at least 4 yards rushing. So that's big kudos to the offensive line.
Offensive line, I think, has been a strength throughout the year. I think Membu looks like a future all-pro level tackle. I think Olu's continuing to improve, especially after maybe a little bit of a shakier start at the beginning. I think Tippmann is really good. I think they should look to keep Simpson and Myers. Why not? Let's have continuity and let's draft some depth and keep building.
It's pretty sad. I'm pretty sure a lot of your chats are saying, no, I think my dog is getting so bored he's falling asleep.
Your dog is bored with your points? Jeez.
Oh, I woke him up. Hi, buddy. Hey, Bailey. Oh, at least he's up now. Sorry
How old
about
is your
that.
dog, Chuck Wagon?
He's old. He's 13.
They're calling you the dog wagon now in the chat.
Cool. I'll take that. I have
All
no
right.
problem with that. Yep.
All right.
He's my only son.
What's on the agenda tonight, Chuck?
Probably go on Amazon and do some shopping for
Oh,
that time of the year. Yeah.
Anything in particular you're searching for?
I got 3 girls to think about, so
You're a father of
yeah.
3?
Well, my wife and 2 girls. 2
very
daughters.
nice.
Yeah.
All right, because you have a dog and you seem like a good family man, we'll give you 1 more point.
Oh, okay. 1 more. Okay. I don't mean to push back against, because you keep saying that intentional grounding was so horrific. If you think about it, any quarterback and even Hall of Famers have had intentional groundings. They're all terrible. Doesn't matter when it happens. It's terrible, and you're like, oh, this is the worst intentional grounding. I'm like, that's the whole point. Intentional grounding is a pretty bad play when you could have at least gotten the ball past the line of scrimmage or throw it someone to a wide receiver's feet or a tight end's feet. They're all bad. No matter who throws a intentional grounding, they all suck, and they're all drive killers. So I think you're being a little too harsh when you say, "Oh, it was." Yeah, they all are terrible. I'm sorry.
Chuck Wagon, thank you. Wait a second. They're not all created equal. The score and the time it happens is factored in. The Jets are down 7 with the ball at midfield in the third quarter. The defense actually got a stop and got the ball back to the Jet offense. Fields on I think it was 2nd and 10, right? You can't have intentional grounding there. They're not all created equal. Sometimes intentional grounding happens because a quarterback is just trying to make a play, right? Or maybe he's having a really good game and that's one blunder, right? He didn't realize he made a mistake. Like Fields, I've seen intentional grounding where it's close. All he needed to do was just to roll the ball towards the sideline where his tight end was. If he puts it in the general vicinity, if he throws it at Mason Taylor, it was the tight end his feet, it's not called. So no, I disagree with you, Chuck. Obviously, intentional grounding, you never want it in general. It's a big penalty. It's a loss of down and the penalty yardage. I understand that. But no, Fields was awful. He isn't going to pass for the intentional grounding. That was terrible. But overall, I enjoyed that call from the dog wagon. We got 2 more people on hold. Joe the Jet is next. Hello, Joe.
Jake, you were asking for callers. Ask and you shall receive, my friend.
Let's go, Joe. Do you work at ShopRite or you just rock their merch?
Oh, no, I don't. I just got home from work. Yeah, so I'm a ShopRite worker.
What do you do at ShopRite?
Cashier. It's a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass. Hey, look, I just got to get some chump change. You know, I just got out of college recently, so I'm just getting chump change before I get into some career workings and internships. So,
what was your major in college, Joe?
Sports media, ironically.
Very cool.
So I was interning at a college radio station just a year ago. So I'm trying to just get in the up and up a little bit. So just some chump change for right now. But talking about the Jets real quick about, last night, sort of reflecting, man, like all the Aaron Glenn quotes, man, it's just like I just keep putting my hands to my head, man. Like, what are we doing here? Like, why is he doubling down on this guy? And I just hope that, honestly, that he's on a very short leash this week. If he does start him, if surprisingly he does pull the plug, I hope, it would be at this week, honestly, because I can't see this guy anymore. I cannot watch this guy play quarterback for this team anymore. I just can't. He stinks. He's terrible. I just can't. He's worse than Zach Wilson. Like you said. All I gotta say is another report. I saw a report from Jeremy Fowler today that the Jets, the Browns, and the Panthers are interested in Kyler Murray. Yeah, there it is. I sent that super chat as well. I already mentioned that.
Your misspelling of Jeremy Fowler's name is generational. Well done.
I'm sorry. I messed up that. Yeah. Jeremy Fowler. Sorry, I messed up.
Jeremy Fowler, but yes.
Sorry, I was rushing that super chat there, but
don't spend that ShopRite money, Joe. Jeez, you just worked hard for it.
Well, I mean, it pays decently. But all I got to say is I hope to God that Kyler Murray is not the quarterback next year. Please, almighty God.
I don't think he will be. I'm sure the Jets will do their due diligence on all these guys as a bridge. Interested doesn't mean they're going to trade away capital and bring them in. We got to relax. It's November. Nothing's been determined on anything yet. Any report about interest in future quarterbacks means nothing in November.
Well, if they cut him, then it could be very interesting. If they trade for him, I'll be pissed. I do not want Kyler Murray either way, but if they cut him, I think the Jets might be interested, at least. If they completely cut that contract and just take the hit. Because there's no interest in him via a trade, then they might just cut him. Then again, I saw a mock trade earlier, where the Browns trade Shadur to the Cardinals in exchange for Kyler, which that would make a lot more sense than, honestly, us getting Kyler Murray. But honestly, personally, I want a guy like Fernando Mendoza, man, or Ty Simpson. But me personally, Fernando Mendoza is the guy. He has that Jared Goff type of feel to him. You know what I mean? I feel like he can fit in this offense more than most, and I feel like he's more of a plug and play guy.
Joe. All right, back to Chuck Wagon. Hey, Chuck. No, I'm just kidding. Your last point was just so bad. I can't allow it to continue. I have the big fellow on the line. Damn it.
He's home, his bell is on the bed. That's what feels good. On the road, his bell is on the bed. In a dirty hotel room. He calls the show, his bell is on the bed. He's just more comfortable. He got a beard, loves the Jets, super chats. He's a big fella, sleeps alone. There's no room on his bed. That's a big fella.
AI chicks for the win, bro. Yeah, did you ever notice like Chuckwagon and Six Rings have very similar mannerisms?
They really do.
It's true. It's like you guys got to be long lost cousins or something, bro. Like
I doubt it.
You're in the good universe and Six Rings is in the bad universe, and you guys have very similar mannerisms, man.
I really don't know if I've seen Six Rings much on the call, so I'm just gonna take your word for it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know.
We don't look alike. We just act alike. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know. They kind of look alike too.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm much better looking.
You damn
by
right.
far.
Damn right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to talk about last night's game, dude.
Please.
Were we playing prevent defense all game? Because that's what it seemed like, man. It was just like the middle was wide open the entire game, dude. And I don't know why. You know, I have no idea why. Tony Adams is shit. He's garbage. Should have been gone a long time ago, and we're gonna have to draft a new safety. Hopefully it's, you know, I hope they go quarterback first. And I know Caleb Downs is supposed to be good, but we have to go quarterback first. We have to. You know, that what'd you think about that phantom penalty against Stevens, man?
Which
the one where like
was it Brownlee that got a bad, or was it Stevens? One of them got a really bad call. It might have been Stevens. I think you're right.
Yeah, Stevens. They called like, what was it, illegal contact when we had him stopped, and he barely touched the guy. I mean,
was that the play that Quincy had the sack that got taken away? Yeah,
Yep.
That was a bad call. I mean, there were some bad penalties by the Jets last night. That one should not have been called.
Yeah. And Fields is, I super chatted you last night. You know, Fields looks like he improved, which he did, but he's still garbage.
I know. That was the best point of the post game. I said it to you last night.
Yeah.
Like, literally, like, Fields played better last night than some of his other games, and he still was trash. Like, it's amazing how, and like, it's become normal for us. We're almost like desensitized to like a half where a quarterback at 23 yards passing. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know, I mean, we have to, quarterback is the biggest issue we have, obviously. To be honest, I think we would have won that game with a different quarterback last night. I think we'd win a couple of these games with a different quarterback because they're stacking the box against him because they know he can't throw. They did the same thing to Zach when he was playing, but Zach actually could hit a pass once in a while. Some of these passes to A.D. Mitchell last night, I mean, people are saying, oh, he had 3 drops and whatever. Some of those passes were awful. They were so bad. Like the one he was going up the right side and he threw it in back of him, and yeah, he got 2 hands on it, but he had to juxtapose his position. Wow. He had to juxtapose his position so bad. It was like when Garrett got that hospital ball in London, where he had to make his body contort to where he actually got injured. You know, so they weren't on target. You know, A.D. Mitchell, I think he'll be fine. He's got to hit the jugs machine. And, Mechie was good. Mechie did okay. I was happy with him. The touchdown was a wide open broken play, but, he'll get more. It all comes down to the quarterback, man. We got to get a quarterback to get these athletes the ball. And I think we'll be fine. I do. I mean, if we get a quarterback in the draft this upcoming year and have a decent one to teach him until he's ready, I don't think we're that far away, to be honest. And I know people be like, oh, he's crazy, delusional. Fuck that. This is what I see. The defense, our secondary's decimated. We got rid of Sauce. The replacement to Sauce is injured. Okay, we got Tony Adams being a safety who's terrible because Cisco's out. These things can be fixed. I was happy with the D-line last night. They held up the run pretty well. There are some positives, but it comes down to these major parts of the team that need to be fixed, and I think they will be fixed. So, not tweaked like Alan said; they'll be fixed.
You believe in the coaching staff's ability to fix the stuff?
That
to me is the problem. I think we know what the problems are. It's obvious. Can they fix them?
I think Glenn has the players wanting. I mean, he hasn't lost the locker room, which is the good thing. Does he have the ability to? Yeah, he's improved to me throughout. Okay, from the very beginning, he was garbage. Now, last night, I'm yelling at the TV, "Don't you dare snap that ball before the 2-minute warning! Don't you dare do it!" And he didn't do it. Okay, but there are still some problems. I think he's too loyal to Justin Fields and too stubborn to Justin Fields, and that has to change. I think that Engstrand with a good quarterback, we would actually see him open up the playbook more, and I think that would be better. Wilkes, not so sure. I think Glenn probably could take the defense, take the defense reins, but I don't know. I think his loyalty to Fields and maybe some people on the staff, I don't know, like you pointed out, the running back coach is the quarterback coach, but you don't want to treat your quarterback like a running back. So how does that make sense?
Right.
I don't know. I think he's too loyal. He's loyal to one guy instead of the 53 or however many there are, but he needs to get that in check because he's not, he picked Fields, but you don't want to waste years and years on bad decisions. You want to say, hey, I messed up. I didn't curse there. And move forward to bigger and better things. So I hope so. Yeah.
All we can hope is that he learns and improves, because if he doesn't, it's going to be another miserable year next year. And then we'll be waiting for him to get canned and someone else will be making those picks in 27.
That's true. I think Muji, though, I think he really does have an eye for talent. I really do. He's the one who I have the most confidence in out of everybody that's come in this year.
You believe in the Mooj?
I believe in the Mooj. 3-legged Muji. That's who I believe in, bro. And also next month, the big Santa's coming for Beast, bro. So it's just
really,
yeah. The big Santa's coming for Beast. So.
By the way, how great is the Gabagool shirt that you sent them?
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I thought it was good. Yeah, they wouldn't let me put Beast on the back or something like that, so I had to think of something. And I was like, Gabagool, bro. so yeah, it worked out. It worked out good. So.
Just brilliant. Like it's so good.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Well, I'm happy it fits. You know, so,
That's a good point.
But yeah. So anyway, man, that's all I got. Great show. I was gonna call in last night, but it got too late. Had to be up early today. But I'm a diehard. I ain't going anywhere. So Jet fans, cheer the hell up. You know, yeah, you can be upset, but at the end of the day, this is our team. I don't. This is our Colts as our team. But yeah, this is. We'll be okay.
How many raw meatball sandwiches from Beast would you eat for the Jets to actually have a winning season next year?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I've been through a lot with this team. I don't know about raw sandwiches, man. Sorry about that. But no.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's the big fella. I really thought the Jets had a chance when Beast called in yesterday showing off his raw meatball sub. I really thought we had a shot. Guess not. Joe the Jet is back. Joe, do they sell these at ShopRite?
I wish.
What happened, Joe? We lost you mid-call.
Bad internet, man. Bad internet. I'm in the middle of bum crap New Jersey, so I mean I'm in the middle of farmland right now, so it's not a lot of Wi-Fi connectors out here, so you know. But on to what I was saying. I was talking about the quarterback, right? If I remember correctly.
You might have been, sure.
I was talking about Fernando Mendoza. Okay. Going back to what I just said. Fernando Mendoza fits this offense. He fits what Tanner Eggstrand's scheme is, and and I feel like honestly, it just they need a quarterback that could just dissect a defense, dissect a complete defense, not just be a guy that's going to be, just a 1-read, 2-read guy. You know what I mean? It's just like, when was the last time we had a quarterback that we're confident that can dissect a defense, that can process quickly enough and just deliver on a pass? When was the last time? Honestly, maybe Aaron Rodgers, but
Rodgers, Pennington, Fitz for a year. Yeah, I mean, look, I think the big problem with Zach was processing. Fields is even worse because Fields can't do anything from the pocket, and he's got to make plays with his legs, and they were reluctant to run him, and that was a huge problem this year.
Well, with a guy like Mendoza, I can already tell. I know he's in college, but I can already tell his processing is 10 times better than Justin Fields and or Zach Wilson's processing. Already. I can already tell. Go back and watch that Penn State game. Yes, the whole game he did not play good. But that final drive, man, he took control. He looked like an NFL quarterback in that final drive. He took control. He was making plays left and right. He was making good NFL throw after good NFL throw, and the throw to end it too. People say he got bailed out by Omar Cooper. No, that wasn't a bailout. He threw the ball perfectly in place to where Omar Cooper can make that catch. Okay, he was fading back, and he put it to the point where Omar Cooper had to high point it. That's the perfect place where you want to put a ball into the end zone in a desperation heave. You don't want to put it underneath. You don't want to put it behind a guy or in front of a guy. You got to put it up so they can go get it in a desperation heave. That is what a quarterback does. That is a smart quarterback. And you know what? For Christ's sake, the guy went to Cal, and he was actually originally supposed to go to Yale. I mean, the dude's a smart guy. So I really like the idea of having a smart quarterback, a guy that knows the game from up here and is a quick processor. So honestly, if it's going to take one first-round pick in 2027 to trade up to get him, or let's just say we pick in the top 3 and he falls to us, go get him. Just go get him. I think he's perfect, honestly. But one more thing I got to throw in out there. I just got to say, I spoke with Alan last night. Very deep, cool guy.
Alan, the guy that calls my show?
Yeah, he's decent,
What do you mean you spoke with him? Like off air?
Yeah, on there's this show called Andy Show. I don't know.
You mean the Addy Show? The Andy Show.
The Addy Show.
Yeah.
I went on there. I talked with Alan a little bit about 2027 picks, and he's like, you can't trade these 2027 picks. You can get rid of one of them, at least one of them. You can at least get rid of one of them, hold on to 2. Like if you get rid of one 2027 first round pick, you can have 2 2027 first round picks and 2 2026 first round picks. Let's just say Tennessee asks for at least one 2027 pick and maybe a second round this year. You get 2 2027 picks and 2 2026 picks still. You still have 4 first round picks in the next 2 years. It's not that bad of a hit, honestly.
Ideally, you don't have to trade anything from 27, but if I love the quarterback enough and that's the only path to get him, I'm thinking about it. We'll see.
Yeah. But that's all I got, Jake. Thank you for having me on a second time after that internet blunder, but God bless, man. God bless.
God bless you.
I hug him every day. I hug him every day.
Ladies and gentlemen, our new ShopRite regular caller, Joe the Jet. All right. Back to Chuck Wagon for another point. Go ahead, Chuck. Just kidding. All right. Michael Levinson will close today. So get your raffle entries in if you want to win a Jets jersey of your choosing. Namath, Klecko, Martin, Krebet, Revis, Mangold, Keyshawn. If you don't win, Revis helmet up for grabs on Tuesday. LT signed jersey, Mosley signed helmet. With that, we say hello to Michael. What's up, Michael?
Hey, Jake. Following up, your boy was a ShopRite guy. I work for Stop and Shop. I'm a produce manager. Kind of funny how that came about. I got 48 years in the union between Grand Union. I'm sure it's a little too, you're not old enough for Grand Union, but and ShopRite. So almost ready to retire. The quarterbacks. I don't know. I was listening to your episode with Frankie V and Will. And Frankie V didn't seem to have a high opinion on any of those quarterbacks with top 5 pick. And I remember, Jake, you said, okay, and you said this on your show many a times, how many quarterbacks statistically make it that are drafted top 5? Okay, a lot of people went in, they went up. I like Mendoza. I watched that last drive. But like Frankie V said, he had 100 yards passing and an interception. Why wouldn't we take a quarterback later in the first round? Maybe, going up to 10 to 15 or even back in the top 10. I just don't know, if these quarterbacks are worthy. And like Joe said, I'm not trading any of our 2027 picks. I like Muji. Okay. I think he needs to make the decision because I think he's a good talent guy. I really do. And honestly, with the salary cap we're going to have in the next 2 years and all the picks, there is absolutely no excuse why we can't turn it around like any other team. Okay, we're going to have the resources. We're going to have the salary cap. We're going to have the picks. Okay, I mean, I just don't think there's any reason why we shouldn't. I'm 64 years old, Jake. I was in the playoff game against Indy 41-0. I was in the Miracle at the Meadowlands in the stadium. I was at the Green Bay game when they clinched division, when we weren't even going to go into the game because we needed, I think, Miami to beat the Pats. And we were going into the stadium and everything fell for us and we beat, Green Bay. I've seen some, good stuff. All you younger fans haven't. But after 15 years, we're tired. I mean, last night, I was at the bar watching the game and everyone was counting every time Fields went back to throw a pass. We were going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get rid of the ball, we're yelling. Everyone has got to the point where it's not the O-line, it's Fields. Cook can pass for 23 yards and a half. Even if he's not ready to play, look at me and tell me that Cook couldn't do better than 23 yards and a half. Am I wrong, Jake?
Look, I'm at a point now where I think you go to Tyrod, and if Brady Cook needs to come in and play, if Tyrod gets hurt, which probably happens given his history, I'm fine with it. I got nothing to lose. I know what I have in Fields. He's not the guy. I'd rather at least see what I have in Brady Cook for a starter or two.
Yeah, I just it's so bad because with competent quarterback play last night, is it outrageous to say we couldn't have won? If
No,
you had a competent,
They would have had a chance. I mean, if they go to Tyrod and he plays competently, they have a shot. I don't know if they win, but it's closer.
No, but right, it's closer when you can't get a ball thrown 5 yards out to the flat there where it was behind him. Come on, there was no one around him. Okay, and I guess we had some drops, but you know what? People are open all over the place, Jake.
Look at
I'm
this.
tied up
Look at
here.
this. This is the outplay. This was early in the game, right? So I knew after
Right.
this, he doesn't have it. When Fields missed this in the first quarter, Jets' second drive of the
Yeah.
game, you knew, here we go again. This is the same play he missed Garrett Wilson on in the London game. Same type of concept, right? The speed out. He just didn't throw it. He's looking right at him. Throw it. Throw it. He's open. Throw it. He doesn't throw it.
Yeah.
That's the next play. Right here, though.
Right.
Again, throw it. It's like, what are we doing, man? And by the way,
But the third-
AD Mitchell, it was getting open last night. He's obviously got to make this catch. That was a good throw. But this was schemed up really nice by Engstrand. And look where the throw is.
There
here.
it is.
Off target.
That throw, that play
This is
you
on
just
Mitchell.
had.
Yep. This is just a montage of what we saw. This throw was terrible last night. Yeah.
But like you said, I mean, it's just we can't keep watching it. And here's my thing: Aaron Glenn made a statement in spring training or training camp. We can coach him up. That's why we got him. And now that he hasn't been able to coach him up, he can't admit it. He can't. I just think that he'd be vindictive enough to keep him in there. The way he is with the media, the way he is, just the way he talks. He's talking like he's Bill Parcells who won something. This is 2025. I don't think Bill Parcells' attitude in 2025 works now.
Michael,
I'm just tired, Jake. I'm
I
just
get it, man.
fed up.
Now, let me ask you something. How long have you been in your jail uniform?
No, I had surgery last week. I had to get a tumor removed from my parathyroid gland, so I have to wear all this loose clothing.
Well, the chat says your
I've been in jail with
1972 jail shirt looks great, so people like it.
Yeah. They're funny. I'll tell you. The chat never lets anything get by. You know what I'm
No,
saying? If they
definitely
can
not.
get on somebody, they're going to. And listen, all's fair game on the Jake Asman show, right?
Look, we
is
all make
fair
fun of
game,
each other. It's all up for grabs. It's all out of love, Michael. If you're being made fun of, people love you.
No. Yes. Listen, if you can't take it, you better not give it.
Well said.
But and the hamburger with JJ, that was great. I mean, listen, I love the hamburger's passion. I mean, I'm a big Met fan myself, so Mets and Jets, and hopefully we steal Coley Bellinger from you in the offseason.
Leave Cody alone. Just re-sign Alonzo and leave us alone. Come on.
Oh, listen. I want everybody. Listen, the way we're going to have a strike after the season, I think a lot of people are just going to start signing players before this new bargaining agreement, because supposedly, from what I've read, the Dodgers are going all in for their third repeat, and money's no object to them. So someone has to stop them.
Yes, you're not wrong about that. Now, Michael, I hope you're doing better post procedure there, and
thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your night. We love the uniform. Wear it every time you call in.
I will. Bye-bye.
Myles Garrett breaks Lamar Jackson in half. Jets win next week.
Who does?
Myles Garrett breaks Lamar Jackson in half this coming Sunday. He can't play next week. Jets win.
That was the final point that we were missing?
No, that was 0.7.
You have a 0.8 after that?
Yeah.
Dear God, why?
Because I had time.
All right. You know what? At this point, give me 0.8. I need it. I need 0.8.
Jets offense looked better without Garrett Wilson because Anstrand's type of offense was much better. But for some reason, towards the end of the game, he got away from it. So in the beginning, it was better, but I don't know why he got away from. I know they were scripted plays, but he should have still kept going with it. That's 0.8.
All right. Not bad.
Hey, when you give me time, I got time to think. it's a lot better when I have time to think.
That mind of yours really is something.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
Chuck Wagon, thank you. What a call. All 8 of his points. We needed them, folks. Andrew C. in the raffle. Can you play the beast nose pick? I still haven't gotten a good looks at this yet. Is there a story with this? Well, the story is the man picked his nose. I don't know how much more we can really add to it. I mean, that's all I really have on that one, Andrew C. I mean, the man picked his nose. But I do appreciate the super chat. You are in the raffle for 2 with this bad boy. He also maybe ate it as well. Picked his nose and ate it. That happened. Yeah. That was also on the Andy show. That was an Andy show exclusive. Yep. Yes, it was. And for those who missed it,
offense is giving them.
I'm your boogeyman. That's what I am.
Oh!
No shot. No shots. No shot. That's what I am. That's what I am.
yeah, that happened. I know. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, our final caller tonight is a member of the 4.5% female demographic. Amanda Madison has called in, and Gary is not on hold, so you can't go after him.
I called in with my first Jets point ever. I don't want to overdo it or like be too repetitive, but I think it's pretty clear that Fields isn't our guy, and we gotta give, well, maybe Tyrod for now.
Can you stop touching whatever you're touching there? It's making this very loud noise that is destroying my eardrums.
Sorry. Well, okay. But I think that if we are able to actually put in the other QBs and AG isn't part of my friendship pussy, it would be really good. So then we can see how strong the O-line.
Stop touching whatever you're touching.
Sorry. Right. So yeah, then we can actually like assess how good the offense is and see what we actually need to pick up during the draft. I'm a big OSU fan, so obviously gotta do some.
Is this a bit? You just making lots of random noises or whatever you're doing there?
No, not a bit. I think that the audio is just bad. But I did call from home this time. I'm on my computer.
It's a great setup. We love the wall behind you there. Whatever that door is, that a closet? Is that the entrance to your home?
That's the kitchen.
Let's see. And then right behind you is the entrance to the home.
Yes.
There it is.
So if anyone has any suggestions for I should put on the blank walls, that'd be helpful.
You should put a Jake Asman show pennant right there.
No. But I appreciate the suggestion.
Andrew C wants to know, is this like an ASMR thing, rubbing the mic?
No. But yeah, I think that's all I have. I wish that AG would be a little less combative too. I think he sounds like pretty stupid, like man-child in all of his press conferences with the media. And they're pretty simple questions. I think like a 10-year-old Jets fan could answer them. So it'd be cool if he could, maybe man up a bit and be the head coach that everyone wants him to be.
I agree.
I'm really rooting for him.
Strong take. So you want Tyrod Taylor next week?
Yeah. Or Brady Cook. I don't even care anyone but Justin Fields. He's clearly not the guy. He's embarrassingly bad. I think I could do a better job, and I can't even make the football spiral.
You're not wrong.
But at least I would release it faster than 3 to 5 seconds.
Black Gypsy says I should send you a Gary poster for your door.
Please don't.
Okay. I will not do that then. Amanda, excellent call. And it's great to see you call in and not, go at it with Gary. We're all on the same page here. We all want the same thing. Jets glory.
And women's voting rights. Have a great night.
That's well played. Well done. Jay Perez, let's go. We got to do better than the Jets. Jay, in the raffle. Let's go. He's in for 2. Shout out to you, Jay. Hope you're doing well out in Seattle. To all the Mariners fans, that the MVP of the American League is Aaron James Judge. Anyway. Chuck Wagon goes, oh, I just had a 9th point. Should I call back? I think I'd rather not. I'd rather not get a 9th point out of you, Chuck. Save it for tomorrow or Monday. Anyway. I think we're ready for a raffle. Right? Rob says should be a 4-time. Believe me, I did radio in Houston. Judge should be a 4-time MVP. 2017, he got robbed by Altuve, who was on a cheating scandal team. But anyway, it's time to spin the wheel of champions. We need it. We love it. And I'm clearly stalling because Black Gypsy, I see, just gifted another membership, and I got to add him here. So I'm going to add him as this plays. Dun, dun, dun.
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
All right, hold on. Dre Day, Jets fan, I see you. You're making me work hard here. He just gifted a membership to this wonderful community as well. Shout out to you, Dre Day, and I'll tell you what. Since I need time anyway.
We got the 3 dumbest morons on here. Mo, Larry, and Curly.
And your name is Shitty.
Gets me every time. Black Gypsy, I also accounted for you. We should be good there. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, wheel, please. Ladies and gentlemen, I need music, please. Only one can win. If you win, asmanjake@gmail.com is where you email me your name, your address, the jersey for the player you want, the size you want it in, and I'll get it ordered for you over the weekend. Again, thanks to everyone who supports the show. We wouldn't be able to do these without that. And thank you to everyone who's still watching this on a Friday night after the Jets fell to 2-8 last night. You guys mean the world to me. And this fan base remains the best in sports. But only one winner can be determined right now. And that winner is wow, that was tight. It was like right on the middle between Eli and Robert C. Eli Betts is the winner. Congratulations, Eli. He has done it. Joining us right now is a new member of the ESPN family. He's also an
Nobody gives a shit.
Hold on. I'm having some glitches here, Rich.
Oh, that was great. That was perfect. Nobody gives a shit.
Eli, congratulations. You are the winner. Tremendous, tremendous job. Eli goes spin it again. Eli, you don't want to win? Hold on a second. Do we have a respin? Does Eli Betts not want a Jets? Wow, he says give the jersey to someone else. Wow. Eli Betts. Eli, is there someone you would like? He says, wait, spin it again. All right, hold on. Hold on. This is very rare when this happens. We have a winner who doesn't want to win. We will respin. Shuffle the names. Remove Eli's entries. We will respin for a chance to win. Ladies and gentlemen, a respin is happening. Hit the music again. Unbelievable. Of all the dramatic things I have ever seen, Roger Clemens and George Steinbrenner's box, and Eli Betts not wanting a winning prize. Ladies and gentlemen, a new winner will be determined right now. Jay Perez is the winner. Jay, tell all the Mariners fans we say, let's go Yankees. Hit it for Jay. Jay, congratulations. Longtime supporter. Unbelievable. What a dramatic turn of events. Eli, you're the man. You are the man, my friend. Really appreciate your support always. On that note, what a week of shows. This is my 5th show in the last 2 days, and I did 2 hours of radio today, so I'm shot. You guys are the best. We'll have some content on the channel over the weekend, so don't worry. We'll give you something. We'll be back with our usual onslaught of programming starting Monday. You guys are the best. I'm doing radio Sunday morning with Mike Tannenbaum from 8A to 12P. So we'll talk more about the Jets with Mike. Samini's going to be among my guests. Talk about the Giants, the rest of the league, 8 to noon Sunday morning. I'm going to UFC tomorrow night at the Garden. If any Asmaniacs are going to be there, let me know. Would love to meet up. Until then, I leave you all with this clip. Hey, J-Quest, how your hamstrings feeling?
Now, Richie, we have to address something that has come to light on this show. I had a listener of mine, and he claims that when a young kid came up to you at a training camp practice, you gave this young fan a sticker, but you weren't enthusiastic enough to the young fan that came up to you. And J-Quest was very, very upset. He was disgusted with your actions. And I want to make it clear, I don't believe this to be true. But now they're calling you the Sticker King in the chat, and this continues to take on a life of its own.
Gator, I'm scared to see what this is.
I'm Rishi Stickers. Kiddies love my stickers. Jets media subscribers all want my stickers. Here's my kick-ass sticker. Now leave me the hell alone, bitches.
I'm becoming the sticker guy. Oh my god. We got a banger sent over from Gator. I am strapped up with stickers. If anybody comes up to me, you get a sticker. I didn't know it was becoming a thing, though.
I'm Rishi Stickers.
Does anybody watching this have a sticker that I gave them in person?
Just unbelievable what's happening here. So, Richie, I want you to respond to those who are questioning you.
I mean, I don't know where this accusation's coming from. I did not know that this is turning into first I'm seeing that edit from Gator.
Jake is a fucking pot stirrer, bro. Dude, I did not shit on you. It was in the middle of practice, right? So you were at the top with Ryan and some creepy old guy. Who was that dude that was stalking you guys? Some kid came up to you. I wasn't saying you were mean, but it was I thought the kid was so hyped to see you. His smile on his face was so excited. But he said, here's a sticker. And I felt like the kid was I don't know. I felt like he wanted to dab you up and wanted a picture. It's not a big deal. I saw it, but it wasn't like you were a douchebag. You just gave him a sticker. And I felt like he was a little let down. That's all.
I think I remember exactly what you're talking about. One kid came up to me to show me his phone. He's like, this is you. Are you on TikTok? I gave him a sticker. His friend came up. He wants another sticker. So I'm like, yeah, of course, man. Have a sticker.
I'll tell you this. This is my analogy. Meeting the Jet content creators like meeting a fluffer at a porn set, right? You're there to see the Jets. That kid was acting like he saw a porn star when he saw you. He was so excited, dude. He fucking loved it. The chat took over. You know how these fucking chats are. They go crazy.
Jake Quest, nothing but love and respect to you, my friend. Appreciate you coming on Jake's show and speaking how you feel. Because I got no bad blood against you, my friend, at all.
Jake, stop being a douche there, Jake.
Rishi Stickers.
J-Quest, your hamstrings must hurt from that back pedal. Wow. Subscribe to Richie. You might get a sticker if you see him in public.
I finger myself.
Oh, hi. Jake wants me to ask you to click on the like button.
That's right, Lane. And if they don't subscribe to the Jake Asman Show, this team may never win another game. Let's go, Jets.